Welcome back. From Houston to Hollywood, cinema's biggest night is just around the corner. So we're talking Oscar buzz, but really what goes on behind the scenes? How does a film make it to like the best picture category, for example? Do Academy members actually watch every nominee?
Okay, yeah, every nominated title, right? Well, most importantly, who's taking home the gold? We'll find out Sunday, but joining us now is international film critic, host of Bond on Cinema, and Houstonian Ward W. Bond with a career interviewing the tastemakers of Hollywood. Welcome to Houston Life.
Hey, it's great to be here.
What an interesting career you have. And I think Oscar season, we were just chatting during the break, Hollywood has a reputation, right? But we all know and love films, right? I mean, they are part of our culture, and you have found it to be a very welcoming, lovely community.
Oh, it is the best community and industry I've ever been a part of. Everybody loves everybody, but here's the thing, everybody wants to work together.
Oh, that's amazing. And Ward, you really have found your niche. You interview some really big names. I mean, give us a couple of that people would recognize that you get to talk to.
My two favorites were the late Alan Arkin and Anne Margaret.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my gosh.
She was so fun because you think here's this sexy siren, but she is so subdued. She is so type B and laid back and very modest. Who would ever think Anne Margaret would be modest? But she was.
And how did you find your way into this career path?
It actually started through, I had a music show here in Houston about 15 years ago called Guitar Asylum TV. And it aired every Saturday night on midnight. And then I learned publicity, I learned marketing, I had tons of contacts, and all of a sudden it just started shifting into a whole new industry. And film is just wonderful.
Yeah, it's so exciting. I mean, you really get to dive into the filmmakers and their processes because you do kind of a long form of interviewing. So what is the benefit of that?
Well, actually, it was funny because it happened by accident. So I had a PR firm in London goes, hey, would you interview all these people on the Oscar shortlist? I said, sure. And then I just had my own way of doing things. And then a friend of mine in London who is an Oscar winner, and he said, do you realize that nobody's doing what you're doing? So I was breaking the films down in front of the directors themselves. Wow. What I didn't realize was they actually appreciated it because I focused and dived deep into their work.
I also think as a viewer, how many times do you watch a film and you think, wait, how did they shoot that scene? Or how long did it take them to do this? Or were they really underwater? That's really an opportunity where you come in and can ask those questions.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I had an interview last year, and it was a disaster film. It was like a plane crash into the ocean. But the plane stays intact. And then I asked the director, I go, soundstage? They go, oh no, we took a real airplane and lowered it into the lake and filmed it underwater. I said, you've got to be kidding me. That, to me, that was just scary.
So we're watching some trailers right now from some of the nominated films. But if someone maybe doesn't have their pulse, right? Like their hand on the pulse of cinema like you do, what are the things that they should know going into like this going into this award ceremony?
You want to watch, if you can, watch all of the Best Picture nominees.
Okay.
This is the best year of the Oscars I've ever seen because most of these films are by independent filmmakers, not the studios. So, and they are the most cinematic group I have ever seen. You take Sean Baker's Honora. He won the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival. Well, that was almost a guarantee of getting a nomination for the Oscars.
Okay.
And so, but they're the most beautiful films I've ever seen.
And we're seeing also, so you essentially have a show on Prime, is that correct?
Yeah, it's called Bond on Cinema.
Bond on Cinema, and so this is where y'all can find it out there. For people who are not diehard movie fans, because I will tell you, there have been some years when I've covered the Oscars and I've seen most all of the films, other years when I don't even recognize any of the people who are nominated, right? But even if you haven't seen any of these nominated films, the Oscars, there's really something for everyone. It's an enjoyable show.
Well, yeah, I mean, out of the 10 Best Picture nominees, everybody recognizes Wicked. Yes. But then you got Conclave, you got Honora, you got
The Substance.
You got The Brutalist, which I am choosing to win the Oscar.
That's your
But
pick.
the rumor in Hollywood right now is that Sean Baker's Honora has been winning all these awards and could literally steal the Best Picture Oscar.
Wow. Thank you. That is so interesting. That is like, we could talk to you forever.
Also, when it comes to the voting, Tessa posed the question, so if you are judging, if you're part of the Academy, you have to watch all the nominated titles. Is that correct?
You're supposed to watch all of the titles. Now, when you have a group of Oscar qualifieds, this is before the short list and before the nominations. So they break the Academy members down into committees. So I have a friend of mine who's on the short film committee. So she watches all of the short films, and there's 180 of those this year. And then the short list is 15 films. It could be Best Picture, it could be short film, whatever category. Then the nominations are 5. But in the Best Picture, there's 10.
Oh my
That's
gosh,
incredible.
a lot of research is required.
A lot of
Movie watching
research, a lot of stress. But in the voting process, not everybody watches all the films. It's kind of like, I call the Academy equal to high school. Everybody votes for their friends. They may never
Okay.
watch it, so you kind of get that vibe. It happens.
And where do you find the time to watch the movie and then do all the show and have the show on Prime? Like,
It's a full-time job.
It is.
Yeah, we're actually
job.
planning on season 2 right now.
okay,
He just told us 70 or 80-hour work weeks he works. Let's talk a little bit about Wicked, because I know that there is maybe a performance or two coming up from Cynthia Erivo, Ariana Grande. This, of course, was an expensive film. It took a long time to make. It's beautiful. We love the message. What can you? What's your thought on this film?
The film is fantastic.
Okay.
I think it's going to win Best Costume.
Oh. Okay.
And it deserves to.
It is
deserves
nominated
to.
for Best Picture,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. And so, but here's the deal. When it comes to Best Supporting Actress, the rumor is that even though Zoe Saldana has won every single award up until Sunday night, they are looking at Ariana Grande could steal that Oscar.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, I have to say, I've been a fan of hers for a long time. I thought she was phenomenal in this film and unexpected. I knew she was good.
Yeah.
I didn't know she was quite this good.
Oh, yeah. Amazing.
An amazing talent, a generational
Oh, yeah.
talent. Okay, and Best Actor, who do you think?
Oh, Adrian Brody, The Brutalist. It's his to lose. He's won every award up to this point, and sometimes Oscar night has surprises. But I'm picking Adrian Brody to take it all, and he deserves it. It's a 3.5-hour movie.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he deserves
So
it.
take out half your day to watch it.
3.5 hours.
Yeah, which means is for me to break it down, it would be 8 to 10 hours to break that down.
Yeah.
Whoa. I'm thinking, how many BAFTA
For an
breaks
interview,
would I need
yeah.
in a film?
Oh,
right,
yeah.
right.
Before we let you go, I understand you have a few friends who are nominated for Oscars this year. 8 friends, to be exact.
Yeah, they're all in the short film, the best live action short film category.
Okay.
I have interviewed all 5 nominees. So I have the winner this year no matter what. And so they are all extremely excited. They're all independent filmmakers, which is great because this is life-changing now.
Yeah.
Last year it wasn't. Wes Anderson won. That's not life-changing for Wes. You know, he's famous in Hollywood. But all of these new filmmakers, they are independent, they're indie filmmakers, and it's going to change their life.
Good for them.
Okay,
That's
Ward
exciting.
M. Bond, we're going to leave it there. Bond Cinema on Prime, that's where we can find you. Doing his thing, working hard every day, all day. By the way, if you're interested in learning more about these films and more about Ward himself, we have provided a link on our website, HoustonLife.tv. Just look for that scene on Houston Life section.
Thanks.